Welcome back to the next part of integrating Redis with NextJS. So firstly, I will show you how to use sign in, and we also check how to create increment views on in case any items has been viewed by the user. Also we will be checking on how to display items inside depending on when it is ending. So yeah, let's get started. So first, I am on the sign up page. We have already covered this inside our previous video. I'll quickly sign up one user. Like, this is the username, this is the password. I will click create, and we don't have sign out functionality as of yet, but that's fine. And if I go to cookies now, here you can see this cookie has been created. Now what I'll do is I'll just delete this cookie. Okay, but now I will go to the sign in page. Okay, if I refresh this localhost colon 3000, you won't see anything because I have deleted the cookie. Okay, now if I go to the sign in page, again go back to storage, cookies, and I'll use the same user ID as well as the password. And if I click on create, here you can see that cookie has been added. And if I now refresh localhost colon 3000, you can see that cookie as well. Also, if you remember, we were able to create items by going to localhost colon 3000 slash. Here you can see that I can create any item. So suppose if I create a chair, and I can just copy an image link. So I'll just copy this image link, I'll paste it over here, and this is for price. I'll keep it as 100, and if I click on create, at the like inside the console we are printing the user ID, right? So I can just go to that particular user ID, and here you can see that I am able to see that particular chair. Now once you go to this particular item, here you can see the views has been updated, like how many times this particular item has been viewed. Now currently we are not displaying this anywhere in the UI part, but we'll do that. Also, I haven't yet added the logic. Suppose the same user views this item continuously, the views get updated, but that should not be the case. But yeah, we'll handle that scenario later on as well. If I refresh this again, here you can see the view count has been updated. Now if I go to localhost colon 3000, if I click on refresh, here you can see it is also giving me the IDs of all the items depending on how close it is ending. Like we are giving the ending date as well for our items, right? So yeah, that also will display in the UI part soon. So let's get started on how to do this. So first, what you'll have to do is you will have to go to src services keys.ts, and here I have added the usernames key, items by views key, and items by endings key. So you will have to add this 3. Okay, next you will have to go to src services queries, and inside that you will have to go to user.ts, and you will have to create 2 function. Like so create user was already added, but I have also added this one, like usernames key inside, and here I have added the value. And for the score we have to do this %, because of hexadecimal value. And here I have also created get user by username, so this will be helpful for sign in. And here you can see we are first getting the decimal ID. If we don't get it, we are throwing a user does not exist. Then we are converting it back to a proper ID, and then we are getting the user from this, and we are just deserializing the user. Okay, next we'll have to create actions for our sign in as well. So just go to index.ts for actions, and here I have created this sign in method. We are getting the username, password. If any of this validation failed, then we return an error message. And also so here we are creating one user, like we are getting the user by username, not creating signing, sorry. And in case if the user is not present, we can either throw error, but I think a better way would be you can simply do something like this, user does not exist. Okay, and I'll just remove this. And similarly, if we are able to get the user, so I'll so inside this hash password method of utils, I have also written one more method called compare password, and this is the logic for comparing the password. And if the password is valid, then it's fine. And here you can see If the password matches, then we are setting the cookie and then we are redirecting the user. Otherwise again we are throwing an error, and I think better way would be something like this: return message password does not match, instead of throwing the error. So so yeah, something like this. Now if I suppose go to the sign in page, I think this was the sign in. No, here I will quickly delete the cookie just to check whether our validation is working or not, and I'll just enter something random, user which does not exist inside our database, and here you can see it telling user does not exist. If I do def but enter some wrong password does not match. And if I just do this and if I click on create, here you can see it worked. So yeah, you can create this. Once that is done, we have already seen this as well. Then here I have created a sign in page, and if I just show you guys, sign in, here I have created one loading indicator. Now here I'm just displaying an h1 tag, but you can create a proper loading indicator if you want to. And inside page.tsx I have again created use form state. I have used the use client directive and have created one form, pass the action to it, input for username and password, and here I'm just displaying any error in case if there are any, and here is our loading indicator, and this is the button for submission. Then we have created go to src services queries items, and here you will have to create items.ts create items. So inside item.ts, so for create item, so here I have refactored the code a bit. So this promise.all in Redis is something called pipelining. So if you want to run multiple commands simultaneously, you can use promise.all. You don't have to wait for this command to finish, then run this command, then run this command. Like you can run all of them simultaneously. So that's what I'm doing. And here I'm adding the items by view keys, and here I'm adding the items by ending at keys. So item by views keys will be helpful for us whenever a user views that particular item, and this would be helpful for displaying on the dashboard on which items are ending soon. So this is done. Next, inside this I have created a file called views.ts here inside src services queries, and here I have created a method called increment view. I am passing the item id as well as the it takes the user id as well. And currently, like, I have just hard coded it, and here you can see I am just doing promise.all, and I am passing the item id, and here I am passing the user id. This should be the user id. Okay, so we'll look into the user id later on. Just keep it as 1 for now. And here we are incrementing it by for the item keys, and here we are incrementing the item by views keys. Okay, once this is done, you can go to src queries. So here I have created another file called src queries. Inside items I have created by ending time. So this will help us to get all the item IDs depending on how it is ending. So I'm getting it from current date time to plus infinity. Okay, and I'm getting it by score, and here you can part the limit, offset and count, and for now we are just printing the IDs. Okay, next, inside page.tsx, so we don't need this sign up. Here also inside this file I have added this increment view, but currently I am just doing a console log for this particular item. Whenever a user views a particular item, I am just incrementing the view, passing the item ID, and from this we will get the user ID. Just a second. Okay, so the ID and the user ID are same, so you can use whatever you feel like. All right, next, inside page.tsx I have also created also called this items by ending time. Again, I'm just printing it to the console. I'm not really doing anything with it, so we'll check that